My coaching clients and anyone who's been to one of my keynotes knows that I often repeat the mantra, facts tell, stories sell, but advocates win. And I help my clients advocate for themselves and their ideas in such a way that they're going to win. And I know that this works. I know it works in the courtroom where there's always two competing stories and the story with the best advocate wins. I know it works with investors and customers and clients when you're advocating for your product or your idea. But what I realized this weekend is it also works with 9-year-old little girls. So I'm staying at my parents' house for a couple weeks this summer on Cape Cod, and they have a bay in front of their house. And in past years, I've taken my niece Brielle, who is 9, out paddleboarding on the bay, and I would have her sit in front of me, cross-legged, while I would paddle her around. But this year, she wanted to go on her own. So I got her all set up on the paddleboard and ready to go, and as soon as she pushed off from the dock, she started to drift with the current. And she looked at me with these big blue scared eyes and said, "I'm drifting off to sea." And I knew that there was a story in her head that she was indeed drifting off to sea and that she would never survive. And I knew it was my job to tell her a different story. But just telling her a story wasn't going to be enough. The story of fear is often the most compelling story. So I had to do more than tell a story. I had to advocate for it. So I used the tools that I used as a trial attorney. First, I used evidence. I said, "Brielle, look where you're headed. You're actually drifting towards the clubhouse. Worst case scenario, you'll land at the clubhouse." I used questions. I said, "Brielle, what would happen if you stuck your paddle in and paddled backwards? Would you start to move back towards me?" And I used presentation, my tone of voice. I made sure that it was sure and calm and confident. And all of that together allowed her to buy my story, the story that I advocated for, that she was indeed capable of paddling back to the dock. That story won. Because the facts were what they were, and there were two stories in her mind. The one that I advocated for was the one that won. You can do the same. There are always going to be two competing stories, you against a competitor, you against that voice inside of your head that is telling you you can't do the things that you dream of. In the courtroom, it's me and the opposing attorney. And anytime there are opposing stories, it's the advocate that wins. I coach my clients on how to advocate for themselves, their ideas, their products, their businesses, how to win sales, attention, loyalty, and engagement. And I would love to do the same for you. We can work one-on-one, helping you to advocate for yourself and to yourself, or I have a course starting in September 13th. It's a 10-week course. Each week we go through a different tool of an advocate, tools like evidence, questions, perspective, reception, reading body language and tone of voice, and presentation, using body language and tone of voice. The course is going to be videos and worksheets, a private Facebook group, and live coaching with me, because I know that you are out there advocating for your story and that you can win with the tools of a trial attorney. So I hope that you'll join me one way or another, and in the meantime, have a great weekend and take good care.